Celia Klein Edwards, QC of Woodlands, St. George, died on Thursday, 28th April 2022, at the age of 65. Left to mourn her children Crystal Klein, Delani, Celine and Emile Edwards, grandchildren Carter and Melody Edwards, and Nia Chase, brother George Klein Jr., aunt Sedma Klein, daughter-in-law Shanna Edwards, sister-in-law Gail Klein, many nieces and nephews, her loving staff of the law firm of George E.D. Klein, and other loving staff Margaret Caliste and Julius Alexander. Many other close friends and relatives, Her Excellency Dame Cecile de la Grenade, Justices Rosalind Wilkinson, Nicola Bayer and Margaret Price Finley, the entire legal fraternity in Grenada, and members of the legal fraternity in the OECS, the Rotary Club of Grenada, Deanne Martin and family, Eileen James, Sister Corinne Clara and family, Ambrose Phillip, George Vincent, Rosemary Wells and family, Anne-Marie Klein, Camille and Justin Klein, the Stewart family of Archibald Avenue, the Charles family of Monjaloo, Dr. Beverly Nelson and family, Eleanor Daythorne and family, and Nala Hadid. The funeral of the late Celia Klein Edwards QC of Woodland St. George will take place on Thursday, 12th May at 12:30 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Grenada Trade Centre, Montrouge, St. George, and interment will be at the Grand Anne Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Raymond Toussaint, also known as Ray, of Pearl St. Andrew, who resided at Westerhall, St. David, died on Monday, March 28, 2022, at the age of 58. Left to mourn his wife Lucille Toussaint, children Rachel in London and Silmond Toussaint in Grenada, brothers Patrick Toussaint in Canada, Reuben, Davrel, Ryan, Devon and Andre, sisters Deborah, Thordel, Lynthia, Donna, Ermin, Kimlon and Charmaine, brothers-in-law Arthur Campbell and Christopher Gill in Grenada, sisters-in-law Yvette Toussaint and Sonia Malcolm in Canada, Uncle Calvin Toussaint, Aunt Jean Lewis, many nieces and nephews including Patricia Phillip in Canada, cousins including Derek MacLeod, close friends Byron Bushy Charles in the USA, Tricia, Richard and Wendell. Other relatives and friends including the Gilbert, Wells, MacLeod, Gibbs, Williams, Alexander, Charles, Bartholomew, Mason and Ogilvy families, Pastor Saul Bowen and family, the staff of the Fisheries Division, vendors and fishermen, the Grenada Red Cross Society, NADMA, doctors and nurses at the General Hospital, the Grenada Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, and members of the Westerhall Seventh-day Adventist Church. The funeral of the late Raymond Toussaint, also known as Ray, of Pearl St. Andrew, who resided at Westerhall St. David, will take place on Thursday, May 12th at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Archibald Avenue, and interment will be at the St. George's Centre Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. George Sylvester Henry, also known as George Bernard, Old Police and Handyman, of Mountgay St. George, died on Sunday, May 1st, 2022, at the age of 89. Left to mourn his former companion, Maureen Bernard, in the USA. Children, Catherine Millard, also known as Barbara in the USA, Evelyn Smith, Joseph James, Keith Charles, Leslie Allard, Jane Bernard, Cuthbert, Valerie and Glenroy Johnson, all in Grenada, Yvonne Johnson, Erlyn Bernard Ramdas, and Dora Bernard in Trinidad, and Ray Charles in England. Many grandchildren, including Johnson Batiste James and Jodie Ann James, Marlene Salhab, Marcel Fullerton, Ronald and Randy Smith in Grenada, Giselle Hope, and Tricia Peters in Trinidad. Great-grandfather of many. Father-in-law of Lauren Smith, Cherry Ann Batiste, Joy Johnson, and Coslin Allard. Other relatives and friends including John Thomas, and ex-members of the Grenada Taxi Association, Roy O'Neill, Cletus Pascal, Ifas McGilvery, Donis Simeon, David Fullerton, the Tourism Fraternity, and members of the Royal Grenadier Police Force, and members of the Mountgay and Beaulieu communities. The funeral service for the late George Sylvester Henry, also known as George Bernard, Old Police and Handyman, of Mountgay St. George, will take place on Thursday, May 12th at 1:30 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Beaulieu Catholic Church, and interment will be at the Beaulieu Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Louisa Fedora Charles, also known as Mum of Seaview Carriacou, who resided in the United Kingdom, passed away on Monday, March 7th, 2022, at the age of 76. She was the mother of Melvin and Edwin Newton, Patricia Chase and Donis Romaine, grandmother of Ruel Chase, Shania Simon, Brittany Bristol, Dana, Javon, Ariel, Nina, Moses, Naomi, Aaron and Ian Newton, great-grandmother of 7, sister of Claudette Simmons and Festina Bernard in the United Kingdom, aunt of many too numerous to mention, her caretaker Jerry Roseman, many other relatives and friends including the Charles and Romaine families, the Roseman and Patterson families, and neighbors of Seaview and surrounding areas and in the United Kingdom, too numerous to mention. Louisa Fedora Charles, also known as Mum of Seaview Carriacou, who resided in the United Kingdom, was cremated on May 5th in the United Kingdom. A memorial service will be held in Grenada at a later date to be announced. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Septimus Lewis, also known as Franklin Lewis and Rum Lyon, of Paradise St. Andrew, passed away on Friday, 22nd April 2022, at the age of 61. He was the father of Cassandra, Mervyn, Rydon, and Levon, grandfather of Serene, Liam, Molina, Kyle, Caron, Kamaya, and Kelshon, brother of Anna in England, Daston in Grenada, Richard, Claudette, Lucky, Agnes, Cuthbert, and Honoré in Trinidad. Uncle of many including Anne-Marie, Johnny, Cathy-Ann, David, Princess, Akim, Valen, and Kevon. Nephew of Rose, Tontine, and Josephine. Many other relatives and friends including Bobby, Charles, Murray, Ayu, Minister Kate Lewis, the Lewis family of Paradise and Seamoon, the Francois family of La Poterie, Sugarhead, the boys by Hetton's shop, and friends and neighbors of Paradise and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Septimus Lewis, also known as Franklin Lewis and Rum Lyon, of Paradise St. Andrew, will take place on Tuesday, May 17th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Grenville Pentecostal Lighthouse, and interment will be at the Grand Bras Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Veronica Ann Thomas, also known as Elvis and Vero, of Marigot St. John, passed away on Saturday, 23rd April 2022, at the age of 69. She was the wife of Stephen Andrew, mother of Sherna Thomas, Pastor Tahiria Thomas, and Hilary Laidlaw in the USA, grandmother of Jade Thomas, Thalia and Timon Protein, Keishon Prince, and Andrew Thomas in the USA, sister of Maria Charles in Grenada, Sandra Cador, and Mary Grant in the UK, niece of Floris King in Trinidad, aunt of Juliet Ventoux in the USA, Julia Charles, and Marilyn Andrews, mother-in-law of Kennard Andrew and Pastor Donovan Laidlaw in the USA, sister-in-law of Justin Charles, Claudette Andrew, and Lynette Andrew in Trinidad, grand aunt of David Jr., Julianne, and Devani Hopkin in the USA, godmother of Kenny Sampson, Reynold McMeo, and Shelda Orr, cousin of Emmanuel Hyacinth, also known as Mo Young. Many other relatives and friends including Ronald Ventoux, Clayton Bowen, Tyrone Protein, Paulette Rodney, Selma Braffett, Denise Thomas, Neil and Kim Francis, Joy, Sean and Denix Sabazan, June Thomas, Judy Howell, the staff of the St. George's University, the Daniel family of Willis, the Charles family of the Lambs, the Andrew family of Snug Corner, and friends and neighbours of Marigot and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Veronica Ann Thomas, also known as Elvis and Vero, of Marigot St. John, will take place on Tuesday, 17th May at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Open Bible Church Grove St. John, and interment will be at the Douglaston Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Mary Veronica Alexis, also known as Cynthia Alexis and Girl, of Florida St. John, passed away on Tuesday, 3rd May 2022, at the age of 89. She was the mother of Michael Alexis, also known as Cass, mother-in-law of Pearl Douglas, grandmother of Shawnell, Brent, also known as Manna, Sharon, Jason, Shonika, Junette, Julia, Michelle, Danelle, and Perla Douglas, great-grandmother of Shania, Georgelle, Javon, Alexis, Kaylee, Jordan, Cameron, Carrie, Kishona, and Jaquan Douglas, sister of Sybil and Leah Alexis in the USA, and Lydia Francis in Grenada, aunt of many including Ann Ventura, Kevin, Errol, Sandra Ashby, Sherma, Judith, Pat, Barbara, Ira, Matthew, Trevor, Yvonne, Claire, and Jacqueline, grand-aunt of many including Pearl, Kareem, Donika, and Kenton, godmother of Judy Lewis and Derek. Many other relatives and friends including the Alexis family of Florida, the Walker, Wilson, and Mason families of Grove, the Simon family of Victoria, the Simeon family of Westerhall and in the United States and the UK, Nurse Laura Joseph, Diana Mitchell, Maureen Lewis, Dr. John Wright, Miranda Mitchell, Laureen Sampson, Goodell and DeAndre Lewis, Joyce Chance, Norma Noel, and friends and neighbors of Florida and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Mary Veronica Alexis, also known as Cynthia Alexis and Girl, of Florida St. John, will take place on Wednesday, 18th May at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Peter's Catholic Church Grove, and interment will be at the Douglaston Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Wilma Cecilia Pear, also known as Cecilia Gibbs, of Cemetery Hill St. George's, who resided at Seaview Carriacou, passed away on Thursday, 21st April 2022, at the age of 59. She was the life partner of Mr. George Phillip, mother of 12, survived by 9 children, Andrea Plenty, Daniel Pear, Zara, Ken, Kenrick and Terry Gibbs, Teresia and Javon Modeste, sister of Wilbur, Wilfred, Winston, Wendell and Charmaine Pear, Camille, Gary and Dexter Phillip, grandmother of 16, aunt and great-aunt of many, too numerous to mention, close friends Yvonne Thomas and family, Kerry George and family, Natasha Primus and family, the Honourable Kendra Mathurin Stewart and family, the Honourable Peter David, the Honourable Brenda Hood, and Pastor Junior McNeil and family. Other relatives and friends including the Pear, Gibbs, Charles and Purcell families in Grenada, the Dick, Matheson and Charles families in Carriacou, the staff of the Ministry of Health and Local Government in Carriacou, and friends and loved ones of Cemetery Hill St. George's and Seaview Carriacou and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Wilma Cecilia Pear, also known as Cecilia Gibbs of Cemetery Hill St. George's, who resided at Seaview Carriacou, will take place on Wednesday, 18th May at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. George's Anglican Church, and interment will be at the St. George's Centre Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Patrick Edwin Charles, also known as Edwin Harris and Ocean, passed away in Colorado Springs, USA on Sunday, 24th April 2022, at the age of 74. He was the husband of Lonita Walker, father of Patrick Jr. and Virgil in the USA, and Akio in Germany, brother of George Alwyn Charles, also known as Alwyn Harris in St. Croix, and Carol Simon Halal in the United Kingdom, brother-in-law of Cynthia Charles in St. Croix, and Bob Halal in the UK, grandfather of London and Sierra in the USA, and Olivier and Jaden in Germany. Uncle of Natalie Alexander in St. Croix and Dexter Charles in the USA. Great-uncle of Mario Alexander, Delicia Sam, and Jelani Jacoby in the USA. Special family and friends including the Hopkin family in Grenada and the UK, the Fraser family of Lamode, the Price family in St. Croix, the Lorraine and Charles families in the UK, the Stanislaus Williams families of Markey, the Walker family in the USA including Gabby and Tyrone, the Peters and Tika families in the United Kingdom and Grenada, Nordica Francis in the USA, Peter Tom and family of Loretto, and friends in Colorado Springs, New York, Houston, USA, Grenada, and in the United Kingdom. Patrick Edwin Charles, also known as Edwin Harris and Ocean, was cremated on Thursday, 5th May. His ashes will be interred in Grenada at a later date. Arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Errol Richard Conroy Langine, also known as Errol Richard Conroy Bruno, of Grandon St. George, who resided at Pedmotar St. David, passed away on Monday, 18th April 2022, at the age of 71. He was the father of Kenneth Charles Hollis Algie Langine, Lisa, Neil Bedeau and Troy Prentice, grandfather of Cameron, Keyshawn and Caden Charles, Monet, Kyron, Jaden and Anaya, brother of Bernadette Lewis, Gail Langine, Maudlin Langine in the USA, Catherine Langine, Agnes Scott in the USA, Dora Pilgrim in Canada, Cecil and Augustine Bruno. Close and dear friend of Alice Gibson, father-in-law of Lady Bayard Charles, brother-in-law of Albert Lewis, nephew of Anne Smith, Mary Paul, Nelsia Langine, Francis Bruno, John Francis, David Paul, and Clefrin Langine, nephew-in-law of Reuben Smith, uncle of Asher Langine, Annette and Albert Abbey Lewis, Maisha and Malika Langine, Ali and Alicia Scott, Samantha and Cassandra Bruno, caregivers Agista Campbell and Tron Stewart. Many cousins, other relatives and friends including Isaac, Laurel, Louise Paul and family, Virginia Romaine and family, Louis Blackman and family, the Langine, Louison, Jessamy and Monroe families of Marigot, Concord, Cotton Bailey and Grove, Joan Glean and family, Yoland Williams and family, the Cadet families of St. Paul's and in the USA, the Antwine family of Pedmotar, Lynette Prentice, Glenna Francis, Adrienne and Alwyn Francis, Jean Charles, Terry Cox, Anna Alexander, Patsy Bruno, Dennis Henry, Venetia Garraway, Joycelyn Antwine and family, the Maxwell and Norrie families, Marilyn Matthews, Jane Donald and family, Francis Mapp, the Bruno, James and Gabriel families, Dr. Devon Francis, nurses Cox, Mitchell, Braffett and Brown, the staff of the Pedmotar Medical Station, and friends and neighbours of Grandons, St. Paul's, Pedmotar and in Carriacou. The funeral of the late Errol Richard Conroy Langine, also known as Errol Richard Conroy Bruno, of Grandon St. George, who resided at Pedmotar St. David, will take place on Thursday, May 19th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Paul's Catholic Church, and entombment will be at the Mount Airy Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Joseph Dominic Collier, also known as Two Seed, of Birdsgrove St. Andrew, who resided at Tabor St. David, passed away on Monday, 2nd May 2022, at the age of 75. The funeral arrangements for the late Joseph Dominic Collier, also known as Two Seed of Birchgrove St. Andrew, who resided at Tabor St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Salion S. Andrew of Hermitage St. Patrick passed away on Tuesday, 3rd May 2022, at the age of 52. The funeral arrangements for the late Salion S. Andrew of Hermitage St. Patrick will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Shaman Buckmeyer of Birchgrove, St. Andrew, died on Sunday, May 8, 2022, at the age of 9. The funeral arrangements for the late Shaman Buckmeyer of Birchgrove, St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Philemon Jeffrey, also known as Philo, of Tivoli, St. Andrew, who resided at Riversally, St. Patrick, passed away on Saturday, 7th May 2022, at the age of 88. The funeral arrangements for the late Philemon Jeffrey, also known as Philo, of Tivoli, St. Andrew, who resided at Riversally, St. Patrick, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Anne E. Noel of Thebaid, St. David, died on Monday, 2nd May 2022, at the age of 80. The funeral arrangements for the late Anne E. Noel of Thebaid, St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Geraldine Victor née Elcock of Mardi Gras, St. David, who resided at Molinaire, St. George, died on Wednesday, May 4th, 2022, in Kentucky, USA, at the age of 63. The funeral arrangements for the late Geraldine Victor née Elcock of Mardi Gras, St. David, who resided at Molinaire, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Hazel Lindor of Belmont, St. George, died on Friday, 29th April 2022, at the age of 68. The funeral arrangements for the late Hazel Lindor of Belmont, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Darren Stephen of Hopevale, St. George, who resided in Boston, Massachusetts, died on the 17th of April at the age of 45. We'll have funeral arrangements for the late Darren Stephen of Hopevale in St. George, who resided in Boston, Massachusetts, in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Daniel Seeley, also known as Scorpion, of Belmont, St. George, who resided in the USA and Romania, died on the 13th of April 2022 at the age of 62. The funeral arrangements for the late Daniel Seeley will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Simon Thomas, also known as Kojo, of Frequente, St. George, passed away on Thursday, 7th April 2022, at the age of 60. The funeral arrangements for the late Simon Thomas, also known as Kojo, of Frequente, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. The families of the late Agnes Cobb of Beaulieu, St. George, who passed away on May 5th, 2015, and was interred on May 19th, 2015, at the family cemetery Beaulieu, wish to thank all those who sent messages of condolences or in any way showed their sympathy to them in their time of bereavement. There has not been a day that you have not been thought of. In our hearts your memory lingers, sweetly, tenderly, fond and true, deeply missed, but forever remembered. Funeral arrangements were entrusted to Otway Bailey Funeral Home.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thanks for watching.
The Bible, this book, familiar to every person on the face of the earth today, gives us directions for our life. When death comes, there is great sorrow to the family and friends and loved ones of the one that has passed on. But if we put our trust in the Lord Jesus Christ and we follow the instructions of this book, we know we will meet again. We don't take it lightly. We don't take it for granted. There must be a decision, because without a decision, the decision is made to be separated from God. So put your trust in the Lord. Believe. The thief on the cross said, Lord, consider me. And Jesus said, today you would be with me, this very hour. And they died together. So put your trust in the Lord, and God bless you during your time of grief and bereavement. Put your trust in the Lord.